Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Baldur's Gate 3 with me, Bring It On. Let's continue mapping out the city.
Tash was so clever. How'd he end up dead? Don't even mouth asking that.
Berries. I've read all of these.
Graffiti. It almost looks like it was done in my hand. Did I do this?
This right here.
That graffiti from before. I never thought I'd see it again.
I don't think I ever noticed how massive the handle for her mace is. Now, why did it stand out?
Well, I think I was the one who did it. I can recognize my own handwriting. How long ago was this? Years? All the time I spent training, hidden away from the world. I think I must have wanted to leave my mark somewhere. Just to prove I existed. Even to myself.
That's nice. Then I just leave.
Baldur's Gate. It's amazing how a place I don't truly remember feels so familiar. Just wandering the streets is causing little things to come back to me. Just the barest crumbs of memories, but still. I suppose when you're famished, a crumb is a feast.
I can just dismiss her. What stands out the most?
Honestly, and don't laugh, it's the smells. I never thought I'd be so glad to be greeted by the waft of docks and alleyways. It doesn't dredge up any specifics, just a feeling I can't quite define. But it's a comforting feeling, all the same.
Veronica Hamperclips and her adventures beyond the wash basin. The novel tells the story of Veronica Ronnie Hamperclips, who has been tumbled by her demeaning and mean-spirited husband into having more children than she wanted. Now it seems she is ceaselessly spending her days at the wash basin, cleaning a never-ending supply of dirty things. She escapes this when she solves the unsolvable riddle of the almost disturbingly handsome fairy prince, Rigel. Whisked to a world of fairy court politics and duels, Ronnie has a marvelous time and doesn't miss her darn children or her awful husband one bit. This is escapist fantasy, a triacal pot-boiling of the trackliest variety, and it is glorious.
I don't know. Magic, innit? I'm just saying.
I did accidentally add a T to the end of glorious. We'll take that.
So you believe me then?
Stranger things have happened on Baldur's Gate, is all I'm saying.
A messenger rat.
Nature's servant awaits.
Let's get going.
There's creeps in cloaks creeping around down in the sewers. That's not really news, I suppose. There's always creeps in cloaks down there.
I was gonna say the same thing.
Feel what exactly?
Well, also gonna get a kick out of that.
Tingle in my spine I can't shake.
I'll head up here and talk to Fig.
Stand on your liver!
It is stand and deliver, little fig. Though I think I like yours better. You bellow like a true berserker.
The commander said said I only had to keep out bad ones. So you can pass.
Oh, okay. So I guess she would stop us if we didn't have Minsk with us? Wait, little girl. How do you know Minsk?
I'm not a little girl. I'm a warrior.
Even I could have told you. This was a silly thing to say.
Now pass. Stand on your liver.
He
The commander said I only had to keep out bad ones. So you can pass.
Who's the commander?
That's secret. And anyway, she's away, so Ryon's in charge. So be nice to Ryon, or I'll kick you out. Stand up!
It is.
The commander said I only had to keep out bad ones. So you can pass.
Thank you, noble sentinel.
I'm not a centipede. I'm a guard.
Okay. Alarathan residence.
A Larathan
Oi!
residence.
Stop a moment. Commander, you're in trouble.
Oh, is this Jaheira's house?
Here's hoping those clanking
Harper
watches
report,
go
no
the same
leads.
way as Scottish.
Hi, Harper. I'm sorry to report that we've had no leads on the boys' parents. If they were indeed among the first taken by the cult, their trail has long gone cold. It's a grim thought, but perhaps they were deemed unworthy of ascending, and sent to serve the cult's purposes in some other way. I hope he's settling in there. May well be he has nowhere else to go.
There's no point getting your hopes up. She'll be back when back.
You don't think she will?
I know she
You
will.
think we could swim into the upper sea?
But we'll wait a little longer, if you like.
Maybe. I don't know how closely they watch it.
Oh, Maller's Mark, here we go.
Are we quite sure she hasn't actually died this time, brother? She looks dead.
Smells it too. Ooh.
It has been a hard road. But I can clip you both around the ear to prove I am no ghost. If it would help.
Forgive us, Mother. We're just surprised you still know how to find your way home.
This is a beautiful home. I figured Jaheira lived in a cave. Alone.
You know Mother dear well already.
Ryan.
A sending spell can carry 25 words. Do you know how many Jaheira's only message contained? In all this time she's been away? 7.
Yeah, I was wondering the same thing. I feel like in dialogue it changes between 1 and 2 words. Met gorgeous hero out in Shadowlands. Is Shadowlands 1 word or 2?
If you are trying to help me, please stop.
The message went, I'm sorry, you know what to do.
So why haven't you done it? You were supposed to get the young ones out of the city.
And you were supposed to be dead. That's what your oh-so-stoic message meant, yes? Yet here you are. So, what happened out there?
I got my skin saved by this one. We've come to take the fight to the cult. Which is exactly why you all cannot be here.
Why? You plan on winning, don't you? You're the one who saved us, so tell me. Are we all doomed?
Not in this lifetime.
See, Mother? A little positivity.
You are a very irritating girl.
This isn't your house, remember? You'll keep a civil tongue under our roof if we let you stay at all.
Have mercy, sister. She's old after all.
So old. She can stay, but only if she brought home presents.
Seems I'm outvoted. See, Mother? That is how you go about talking things through with your family. Now, if there's more to discuss, then bloody well come in. And wipe your boots.
Well, this is neat. So we can talk to Fig again.
What's that?
The loose plank.
Commander!
Spare me your salutes, little traitor. You walked me right into that ambush.
Sorry, Commander. You are my commander, but George promised me pies.
I can't fault your priorities. You'll look after them for me?
Can I have a real sword?
No.
Fine. Commanders put me in charge. On your way, citizen. Commanders.
Hey, I assume Jaheira doesn't care if we take her stuff.
You three have been just guzzling the water recently. Save some for the others, all right?
I'd assume she'd have a key to her own chest, but
Time has not hardened my hands.
I guess not.
Boots on the tabletop. You haven't been poking around the top shelves again, have you, Jessom?
Of course not. Her diaries are off limits.
Alright, letter to Ryan.
Written in code, too, I'm afraid.
A letter stamped with the Harper's seal. Ryan. We've also had no further word from the High Harper since she gathered her forces and struck out east. While her sending to you is certainly concerning, she made no such contact with us. And I cannot believe that Jaheira we know would fail to pass on all she knew. She truly believed the end was at hand.
Don't tell Mother.
Your mother will be fine. She always is. Haggis Ree, High Harper of Cloakwood Chapter.
Nah, you're right. And I'm not the best swimmer anyway.
Appreciate how druidic her house looks.
Oh, come on, Ferdinand. I just trimmed you.
Unsent sending. A short note marked up as a professional sending. A magical message of up to 25 words intended to find the recipient wherever they might be. This copy was never given over to a cleric for delivery. No, I don't know what to do. So come back and tell me, or I'll come find you. Death will not protect you. Idiot. That last word.
Coming along nicely there.
Mysterious Moonshine.
Good, strong roots.
Pretty sure I've read this.
Well, what are we reading now? More Londo?
Like
No,
80%
I'm
sure.
looking for any histories about this absolute.
The landed families of Tethir.
I wouldn't bother.
A ledger detailing the lineage of the noble families of Tethir, abruptly cutting off at a date marked the 10 Black Days of Elint. Or
It's
Elint?
just another cult.
Looping hand-drawn diagrams pick up below, tracing tenuous connections between names. Wrapped alongside, a note in the same hand. If Jaheira won't trace her roots, then I will. Don't swallow the specimen.
You three have been just
In his third work,
guzzling the
don't
water
swallow the
recently.
specimen, even if you have just
Save
had
some
an
for the others,
overspiced curry
alright?
and it looks like it might help. Professor Alamunkel Shrewsbury lays out in languid detail his experiences cataloging the many plants and mushrooms he encountered across the mischievous twilight forces of the Feywild. Forests of the Feywild, not forces. He reports the fact that Weave Moss common to the Sword Coast has its origins in the Feywild, which explains its tendency to germinate near sources of magic on Toril. The properties of the acorn truffle when carefully inculcated into the alchemy process
Those leaves
i.e.,
are dark
it can be used for a potion that allows the drinkers to speak to animals, and many more things besides over the stretch of... Now that's simply ridiculous. 6,000 pages? The Forgotten Forest. Is that a painting? Or is it upstairs?
Can't slow down.
Battle plans. A yellowed manual outlining stuffy combat forms. Big has added her own embellishments and looping, colorful drawings of her family members. One last entry stands out. An angry face in a perfect circle shouting, "Go for the eyes." Larathan residence backdoor key.
I just trimmed you.
These people. They should be at home with their loved ones.
Look around you.
Let's talk to Jord,
It's
the
peaceful.
pie guy.
Peace.
I take no responsibility for your plants. You know I'm more of a mushroom man.
You've let my study turn into a thicket. Is this what I am hearing?
I tended to it. I just let it thrive in its own independence. You know, same way you raised us.
I raised you to be a sweet and kind boy. What happened?
I watched what you did instead of listening to what you said. This house has taken in a lot of children over the years. Mother dear was sometimes more commander than, well, mother dear.
I enjoy the quippiness of the family, though. Absolutely no comment.
Ha! You see? This one is well trained. I have no need for you anymore, faithless boy.
Oh, save your fangs for someone who thinks you might actually use them. I've only ever seen her truly angry once. We were down the market when I was about 9 years old. Some merchant started in with the usual. Yes, but where's your family? Whose son are you, really? When Mother was done with him, well, let's say he won't have any sons of his own to worry about.
Nature's law in action.
I'll tend the sanctuary till the real druid is ready to return. Make sure that happens, eh? I'm still just an apprentice.
He must have a green thumb.
I'll tend the sanctuary till the real druid is ready.
Get it? Because he's a half-orc. Alright. I guess we'll go into the study next. Well, let's loot these barrels and stuff real quick.
Good, strong roots.
Transcribe sending. I'm sorry. You know what to do.
You three have been just guzzling the water recently. Save some for the others, all right?
Love the Chianthar. We've read this before. Again, fairly positive. We're getting to the point where it's been so many books and so long since we read some of them.
Don't tell
A
Mother.
Domovoy Invocation. Flat piece of parchment bearing a name-day blessing. It appears to make an offering to a Domovoy, some manner of Rashomar household spirit, thought to shower the lucky celebrant in gifts. It is signed only M, alongside a small drawing of a rodent, on what appears to be the actual fur.
What's that?
A pin slot. Hey, a correspondence from Theodore Thistle Whistle.
Ferdinand. I just trimmed you.
Jaheira, I will of course be happy to look in on the children in your absence. But I remind you that Ryan and Jord are now twice my height. Not too happy to remind me of it. Whatever business you're off on, take care. The children take into their heads to go herring off to help. I won't be able to stop them. Nor will I try to. Theodore.
Quiet
Disappearances in the city. Goodness. That is a scroll. Hi, Harper. It seems our last reports were over hasty. Our investigations into the recent spate of disappearances across the city have led to the reemergence of the subjects in almost every case. We're chasing down those last few, and following up the rumors of strange shadows in the sky at night. Perhaps we can hope it's just a case of some overactive imaginations. Beneath the report, notes in another hand take over. No coincidences. Absences connected. And why return now? Because they're being tadpoled and sent back. Decoded field report.
Those leaves are a little darker than I'd like, Felices. Bad soil?
A meandering letter from a traveler to her
Mother.
family back home. Main text is marred with scratches and corrections. A code translated in a firm hand down below. Hi, Harper. Movement in the Shadowlands confirmed. Absolute cultists pass where the shadows are deepest. No clue as to how. No means to follow. Light spied in Moonrise Towers from afar. A great movement of forces through the dark. They're gathering an army. Bring more Harpers. Bring means of making light. Quickly. Final warning. A missive printed beneath the burning emblem of the Flaming Fist. Deep cool slashes indicate a certain level of irritation on the part of the writer. Residents of Alarathan House. I will remind you, once again, that the guardianship of the lower city falls exclusively to the Flaming Fist, with additional support from the New Steel Watch. We do not require the assistance of any private citizens in the settling of street disputes, no matter how extreme those citizens deem the Watch's response to be. Jord, we've been happy to overlook your mother's association with a certain illegal organization due to your family's service to the city. Do not make us regret it. Ryan, if you're so keen to bust a few skulls, then you're welcome to re-enlist. Signed, Man of Regis, Bloomridge Garrison. And clipping, Baldur's Mouth. A faded cutting from the city circular, Baldur's Mouth. Beloved Ranger bewitched. Citizens of the city were stunned to find a local landmark absent when the sun rose over the Wide this morning. The Beloved Ranger, a statue dedicated to a hero of the city, was removed from its perch overnight, with reports of a struggle and sounds of battle during the dark hours. The City Watch had no comment to add, but the market square told a clear tale of smashed cobblestones, scorched tiling, and blood-speckled stalls. Whatever force wrested the ranger from his perch, he did not go quietly.
Those leaves are a little darker than I'd like, Felices. Bad soil? Don't tell Mother.
Oh, Jesson.
A fine day to you, sir. Are you known to this court?
One of such evident breeding as I, of House Fluffington, needs no formal announcement.
Sir Fluffington, an honor to host you in my manor.
Jessom discovered an old family tree in my study. We haven't had a moment's peace since.
Tetherian nobility. You might be royalty, Jaheira. You don't want to be queen, of course, and Ryan curses too much, so it would have to be me.
Careful, girl. They have a habit of taking against tyrants there.
Huh. I'm not a tyrant. If anyone calls me one, I'll have Fig chop their head off. Serve Jaheira well now, sir, and I'll consider granting you a title in my kingdom.
Darker than I'd like, Felices.
Serve Jaheira.
Don't tell Mother.
All these people. Should be able.
Look around you. It's peaceful, isn't it?
The Forgotten Forest. A dark children's picture book featuring a host of animal friends helping one another survive a forbidding forest. At just the moments where it seems the villains have the advantage, a childish hand has drawn a cranky old elven woman beating him about the head with a stick.
Come on, Ferdinand. I just trimmed you.
Worry about the next one when it
Sod the Maimed God. Reading like a strange cross between a warped confession and a manifesto. This text is written by a paladin who broke his oath of justice and celibacy to Tyr. After years of devotion, it seems the man grew very sullen with the state of his life. People did not like his religious ardor, or the ardor itself, but the stringency of his tone. Evidently, he got drunk one night in spring, and attacked a young woman walking the streets of her hometown. Ironically, he was gelded by the authorities, ensuring his continued devotion to celibacy, if not justice.
But for how long?
The only moment.
Tate.
Been just guzzling the water recently. Save some for the others, all right?
I hope you were hibernating, little cub. I can't think of another reason you wouldn't come down to say hello.
Jaheira, I didn't want to see if you were really dead. They said...
Who said?
Jord and Ryan. They didn't think I could hear.
You little sneak thief. Well, they were wrong. Look, not dead. I just had a few adventures. Like,
I don't want to say I want to include her in the story. Well, a bit too adult. Yeah, I freed a pixie from a magic lamp. She was awful.
Really?
Really?
now, cub. Solitude is a wonderful thing, but not too much. Come downstairs and fight with your sisters.
Wait, here. I was keeping this safe.
My Harper pin. Oh, was a certain little sneak thief playing down in my sanctuary?
No.
That's a pretty good reward from Baldur's Gate.
And see if you can
1?
figure it out.
Or is it 2 that you get it? Maybe both. Probably both.
Jaheira's back. Now Jess can't boss me around anymore.
No, it's the second one. It's a harp-shaped pin. A small but detailed pin depicting a harp offset against a crescent moon. Jessam's journal. A stunningly rendered doodle of a young elven girl sitting on a throne. Fan eraser marks indicate that her crown got more jeweled and elaborate with every iteration. Queen Jessam I of Tethir, ruling over the lands of... Look up Tethir.
Bad soil?
So assume Ryan is down in her sanctuary.
Pay no mind to those. You're probably safe so long as I am here. But if you do not trust me, take the weight from the pressure plate there.
A glowing orb, but its purpose is unclear.
But, better to stick close, eh?
A glowing orb, but its purpose is unclear. The orb casts glyphs familiar to the druid of ownership. Overwhelming it with the same element can often disable the enchantment.
Neat.
The orb casts glyphs familiar to the druid of ownership. Overwhelming it with the same element can often disable the enchantment.
Never wanted the easy path.
The only patch of wilderness this city permits me. There ought to be supplies here to aid us.
And a Postmaster Badger.
This place, boo. Minsk has never been invited.
Alright, the messenger rats. We saw one of those up top. Oh, it's behind Jaheira's house too, so that makes sense.
I bring word of gnomes. Gnomes in the sea. Mer-gnomes.
Down by the Blushing Mermaid, there's a stink of something fey. Smell of arse, too. But boss doesn't care about that.
So it's giving us hints about what's going around the city. So the Iron Throne that we can't get to because the submersible's gone had the gnomes, right? Assume Gandhian gnomes?
Boss says this work makes us honorary harlots, harpies. Ooh, it sounds nice.
He's obviously talking about Auntie Ethel.
There's been killings in a holy place. Stinks of incense and blood.
Lathander's Temple in Rivington?
I did not nibble at the body, no matter how much I wanted to.
And the Postmaster Badger.
The Archdruid's eyes and ears have fallen away in her absence. I'm training new ones. If you are not meant to be here, the Archdruid's traps will see to you. If you have business, be about it. If you do not, poke around and see what happens.
Time for the niceties.
Archdruid, it's good to have you home. The new informants are coming along. Archdruid.
Never a dull moment.
Trap there. Plant your feet to the air.
Well, I'll just have you.
Let us try not to trip headlong through it, yes?
Disarm these, please. I don't think that she should need a roll for this, but... Uh-oh. There we go. Didn't want to risk it going off and destroying containers and stuff.
Is that blood? No, never mind.
The Harpers. The Harpers are a secretive organization whose main purpose is the preservation of all things good and right in the world. They outfox evil at every turn, with shrewd fighting or cunning political maneuver. Though they are not well organized, how could they be, with many members utterly ignorant of the identity of those they might claim as allies? They are united in purpose and goal. One Harper agent deployed correctly in a conflict often achieves the same result as a loosed army.
As long as my feet can carry
First walnut we found? Ballspawn Saga Part 1. A popular novel, thin and cheaply made, dramatizing the events of the Ballspawn crisis. Jaheira appears to have added her own annotations, variously amused and outraged at the more egregious flights of fancy. Ballspawn Saga Part 2. A popular novel, thin and cheaply made, dramatizing the adventures of the Ballspawn and Othkatla after the defeat of Saravak Anchev. Early chapters have been defaced, and some even torn out. My Dearest Wife. Is this from Khalid? It is. Since you've forbidden the writing of poems, I had to get creative this year. I tracked down a retired Cormyrean war wizard with a magical method of transferring mental imagery to parchment. The art is imperfect, and perhaps better suited to espionage than name-day gifts. With all my love, from a safe distance, Khalid. Beneath the note, a small inked picture of a smiling couple. The mouths gape far too widely, the joints twisting ever so slightly. But beneath distorted brows, you can just about make out a much younger Jaheira, and a bearded man wearing a Harper pin. Well, he didn't have a beard. That's one thing I really appreciated about the Siege of Dragonspear expansion, was that it expanded on Jaheira and Khalid's relationship, because there's not a lot in the first game that,
Keen eye. But if it's supplies you seek, weapons to aid in our fight, you won't find them behind that door. There is nothing back there of worth to anyone but me.
as I was saying, you don't really get to explore their relationship in the first game, and then in the second game, he dies at the beginning. And that's really it. But Siege of Dragonspear kind of expands on it, and there's a cute little quest that involves them as well. Just like an old dragon to hoard the best of her stash.
Not a wild shape I have mastered. Just yet. On my word, all you will find inside is dust. And the moldering keepsakes of a much younger woman.
Jaheira, our friend has put their trust in us. Boo thinks it is only right to return the gesture, no?
You so rarely make a habit of being right, Ranger, that it puts me ill at ease when you are. Pass then. Go on. See what it is a foolish old Harper thinks worth hiding away.
Also, it's funny, she said I had a keen eye, but it was actually her that passed the perception check, I'm pretty sure. And a key. Excited for this room. I assume it'll be references to the Rite of Timeless Body, of the Timeless Body. Druids get Timeless Body and they can live for a very long time. Belm! And Staff of the Ram. Oh, that's awesome. They're both from Baldur's Gate. 2. So Belm is a scimitar. +2 has perfectly balanced strike. Send Belm snaking out with an adder speed, the very exemplar of swiftness embodied in steel. This will give you an extra attack per round in the offhand. You could carry it throughout the entire game, and it's one of the best in slots for Baldur's Gate 2. Faded but still legible, the mark of a Kara-Turin Forge Master adorns the palm of this exquisite sword. Light as a robin's wing, quick as gnomish wit, this weapon has unseamed many foes, and will continue to, in the correct hands. And Staff of the Ram. The +2 grants Staff of the Ram. Once per turn, the blow possibly knocks a foe back 7 feet and stuns them. This has no effect on dragons or huge creatures. Fashioned by some unknown archmage, no identifying insignia is forthcoming. The staff thrums with a slow, ferocious pulse that draws its concussive power from the spiral-horned creatures that gave the weapon its name.
Aha! Jaheira's old weapons! They look strong as ever. Minsk should know. They gave him many bruises over the years.
In fact, I might give her the quarterstaff. Ah, no, I like the armor class from this. I mean, she's using a weapon from the original Baldur's Gates as well. So it's still fitting. Alright, Rite of the Timeless Body. A confused spread of cryptic symbols cobbled together by the same hand, seemingly over years. New notations impose order on the chaotic sketches, describing some manner of druidic ritual. Its purpose unclear, and its practice incomplete.
Rite of the Timeless Body. What's that about? I'd best ask Jaheira.
Yes?
I found a strange scroll in your sanctuary. Something about a timeless body.
The threat of spanking never kept the children from poking through my things. Why should it deter you? It is a ritual, or it describes one at least, practiced by druids of certain esoteric circles. If they be learned and powerful enough, the practitioner of this ritual might slow their aging, extend their life well beyond its natural reach. In greener days, I might have been strong enough to do it. I might be yet, with the right preparations.
So you plan to do it?
I make no plans. Only contingencies. Do not look at me like that. I have been content to see the span of my natural years. A privilege far too few in this world can claim. I do not speak of clinging to life for its own sake, I just look back on that life's work and I wonder, is it done? The dead three plague the world still. The city still falls prey to small minds like Gortash or lost souls like Orin. It is every harper's hope to be a light that drives out darkness. But I've lived long enough to see so many of those lights burn out, while the shadows cling stubbornly on. Knowing that, isn't it our duty to burn on if we can? To fight for as long as we are able?
Minsk does not understand the question. You will live forever, Jaheira.
Of course I will, Berserker. And you will sprout soft and golden locks from that shining skull.
Would you live on at any cost?
In truth, I had put this ritual from my mind. Until last light. Trapped in that darkness. I turned to my research again. What if I was a little stronger? As fast as I once had been. Then you came. And made the question moot. But I kept this. Just in case, I told myself. A final resort. Perhaps you were not the savior you seemed. I had learned better than to think of life as some simple tale after all. There is no guarantee of happy endings, or true heroes. I believe that still. But when I look on all that we have achieved since, I wonder perhaps it is not heroes we need. Only people who are willing to try. I do not know what manner of story that makes. But I do know that without an ending, it would be no story at all. So I will accept mine. When and however it comes. As for this city story, well... Well, that is entirely your problem now, Cub.
I'm honored you think of me that way.
Ha! Do not thank me for slinging a weight around your neck. I might start to feel bad. I do mean what I say. But I am also a harper. In every honeyed word, there is a hook. But I do not plan on going anywhere just yet. And besides, you still have a tadpole in your skull. You are almost certainly going to die first.
Why didn't you tell me about your family?
I have given you much reason to think that Harpers hoard secrets like precious stones, but I promise you, this was not some intrigue. Just, plain and simple foolishness. As if by keeping clear of my family, I might keep them clear of the cult in turn. And if this fight were to go against us, well, they had already done their mourning. Why visit it on them twice?
Admit it. You're just afraid of Ryan.
Of course I was. You met her, did you not? The girl had opinions before she had teeth. I was wrong to think I could keep my children from this fight. They're Baldurian born and bred. The only damned reason I root myself in this place. This city is a cesspit. An open sewer of the soul that taints us with its filth and churns us out when all that is good has been stripped away. It also happens to be their home. And so it is mine. Ugh. That might be the first time I have said that out loud. Now come. We had best get to saving it. Lest Ryan turn her ire on us both.
We already spoke to her about that.
Ask it.
Alright. A new dialogue there. So I don't know where Ryan went.
With haste.
Khalid's gift. Grants odd gift. Wearing Khalid's gift, Jaheira cannot be cursed. Wisdom +1 up to 21, and it grants aid. A gift from Khalid for Jaheira.
A gift from my husband. I've had to renew parts over the years, but the heart remains the same as the day he gave it to me.
So you actually make a necklace for her in Siege of Dragonspear. That's the quest I was referencing. Yeah, she'll wear this.
No one's stopped me yet.
We don't need Featherfall that badly. Okay, I'd like to find Rion and speak to her. Sorry, Ryan. I keep wanting to say Rion, but it's pronounced Ryan. But this is a really fun little area, plus a lot of references to the original games, which is always great. Though, it seems like they nerfed Belm a little bit. Staff of the Ram seems pretty good, though. Alright, Ryan, where would she have gone? SM, Tate, Ward. She's outside.
No arguing. Just tell me you're well.
I am well.
And Mint?
Boo is also very well. And happy to see you, Ryan.
And I him. Enough that I'll let him keep his lumbering, sweaty steed inside. So, this cult. What's our plan?
I'm not fool enough to think I can change your mind. But if you're staying, I don't want you taking up arms. There are other ways to fight.
Really? Like what?
There are refugees outside the walls. Don't need protection.
You shame me. In all our hunting, I had put them from my mind.
Right. Leave them to us then. If we can't get them past the checkpoints, we'll at least make sure they're watched over if it comes to fighting in the streets. If I have to stay home and babysit, then it's your job to make sure there's still a home to look after. Take what you need, and we'll do the grand reunion when you come back for good. So, lovely as it is to have you back, Mother, go away. You have work to do.
Aye, aye, Commander. Wait, one more thing. There are doppelgangers on our trail. One even went so far as to steal my face.
Huh. All right then. If you turn up looking for hugs and kisses, I'll be sure to shoot first.
That's my girl.
Also look out for anyone whose names has double letters in it.
Thank you for looking out for her. Now bring her back alive. She's too old for any heroic death nonsense. Thank you for looking.
Okay, well I'm gonna call it here, and next time we'll continue exploring the city. This was a really fun episode. I enjoyed Jaheira's home. A little too tall for this place though. Alright, I'm gonna call it here. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys in the next one.